All right, welcome back to another edition of How Do We Get Here? We are in Battery Park. We took the one down. We take the one a lot. And I'm just gonna get right to it. I didn't watch the movie this week. Okay, it's not because I didn't want to. I desperately want to watch the movie. I introduced this movie as holy shit, this is a movie I want to watch. I'm watching too many movies right now. I'm on movie overload. I've been watching John Leguizamo movies nonstop because we are interviewing John Leguizamo on Friday for Scene Stealers. So be on the lookout for that next week, which I guess takes us to a little more housekeeping. I think we're getting closer to being on pace with the every other week. We'll go one week How Do We Get Here, 1 week Scene Stealers. That's obviously pretty guest dependent too. This is back-to-back weeks of How Do We Get Here. I think we're going to be able to get it. On schedule, but who knows? Either way, be on the lookout for John Leguizamo next week. Watched Summer of Sam last night. Woo-hoo. That's a crazy movie. That's a really great movie. The funniest thing that I saw in that movie with Summer of Sam was, and I assume this all happened in reality, like the Italian guys from the neighborhood trying to go catch the killer, which is just the funniest thing I've ever heard. Like, it's like these guys and like you can picture the guys, Italian guys in the 1990s movie. You know what they fucking look like. They're the same guys. They did in all the movies. And it's them being like, so do we think maybe the fucking killer is this guy over here because he's got stupid hair? And that is how all crime should be solved, I feel like. Which I guess it kind of is. I think I just invented the police in my head. That was a long walk to get to inventing the police. Anyway, Battery Park. It was built in a landfill from the World Trade Center excavation. It used to be a wheat farm in 1982. Wow, that's crazy. 1982, this was a wheat farm. You hear that and you think like the 1700s or fucking whenever Gangs in New York was filmed, probably not filmed, but supposed to have taken place, 1700s. And it's just like, no, the 1980s. The southern tip of Manhattan was a wheat farm. The world keeps changing and it happens very, very quickly. 1982, an artist named Agnes Dennis, Denes, planted 2 acres of wheat on the newly formed land as commentary on misplaced priorities. I wonder what that commentary was. Like, was the wheat the misplaced priority? Was the new land the misplaced priority? I would imagine the wheat would be. So I think wheat in 1982 in New York City is unnecessary. That seems misplaced. Also, depending on what camera shot we're on, if you're looking that way, you can see the Statue of Liberty. Gorgeous, originally designed to be a lighthouse for the Suez Canal in Egypt. Egypt declined. Didn't want to spend the money, so France offered it to America instead. The sculptor used his mom's face. And Thomas Edison, the brilliant mind of ours, he really wanted the Statue of Liberty to talk. He proposed a giant gramophone loud enough to blast speeches across Manhattan and New Jersey, but for some reason I can't comprehend, this idea was turned down. I don't know what speeches. I can't think of a single speech. Al Pacino in Any Given Sunday. Herb Brooks before. I'm just thinking of hockey hype videos. Yeah, it was just the Statue of Liberty just blared YouTube hype videos. Thomas Edison, I share your dream, and I'm sorry that neither of us have lived to see it come to fruition. But perhaps we'll continue that fight here on How Do We Get Here. We're going to go through a couple of things. We have Pavs has a list of news topics for me to talk about. He has trending news written here. I have a list of things of myself to talk about. We're going to start with me. We're going to start with the things I want to talk about, I think. Number one being DTF St. Louis, the new show on HBO. Holy shit, ladies and gentlemen. That show is so goddamn funny. It makes me laugh so hard. It's got once per episode has a scene that will blow your fucking mind. The Thunder Boys in the latest episode, a rap, a Beastie Boys style rap with David Harbour and Jason Bateman riding those lay down bicycles. It's unreal. And I think David Harbour, I hope he gets an Emmy out of this one. He is so fucking funny. And Linda Cardellini's great. Linda Cardellini and Jason Bateman. The Amazon position bit is the funniest thing. I was laughing so hard when it would cut, and like it would be the wall in the hotel room is reflective. And you'd see Linda Cardellini standing at the edge of the bed with Bateman. Bateman's got his fucking legs up like this. Look, that's funny stuff. That's funny stuff is all I'm saying. Another thing that caught my eye this week is the Mets. The Mets pass the 999 thing. That's the craziest thing I've ever heard in my life. And I'm very supportive of this. But 999 challenge in a shot clock MLB game is fucking deranged, dude. People used to have a hard time doing the 999 challenge when a baseball game took a whole day. You get there for sunup, first pitch, sundown, game's still going. People were struggling with the 999. To go 999 in today's day and age when a game takes an hour 48, can you imagine going to Queens and having 9 hot dogs and 9 beers in under 2 hours? That rocks. That I am very supportive of Steve Cohen and the Mets franchise doing that type of thing. I got this illness that's been sticking with me that I think I gotta. It's weird getting like older, I guess, because I start having these things that I'm like, I gotta bring this up to someone at some point, and I genuinely don't know how I'm gonna, because I feel like if I tell her what's wrong with me, I'm gonna sound insane, I sound like a fucking crazy person, but I'm gonna have to explain to her, like, find out if this is something. But if you don't know, I go to a Chinese doctor. I don't know how I found her, but everyone in my doctor's office is a Chinese woman. The doctors, the receptionists, the nurses, every single person is a Chinese woman. And I get in there and it blows their fucking minds every time I'm in there. They're like, it's like Gulliver's Travels. They're like, this is the biggest person I've ever seen. So I like to go because it makes me feel good about myself, because I'm really not that big. But when they see me, because Chinese women, at least the ones who work in this doctor's office, are all mighty tiny. But anyway, I go see her every 6 months. I don't know why, but whenever I leave, they go, see you in 6 months, and I say, sure. And then they give me a date. They text me before that date, and they're like, hey, you got a doctor's appointment tomorrow. So I go to the doctor's every 6 months. I'm like the healthiest guy in the world. But I have had, from the last 6 months to this one, I have had an issue pop up where I'm going to have to look at this woman in the eye, and I'm going to say, when I get too warm too fast, this is dead serious. I'm going to look down the barrel of the camera because this is serious business. When I get too warm too fast, or when the air in the room gets too stale too quick, I get very nauseous, very hot, very nauseous, very flushed, until I sneeze, and then I'm fine. So I just, like, is that something? Because once I sneeze, I'm good. But if the air gets stale, like if you're on the train or the subway or the plane and they stop pumping the air through, I'll get hot and I'll get really nauseous, and then I'll have to make myself sneeze. This is insane. You see what I mean? I gotta tell this to a medical doctor. I gotta ask her if there's something wrong with me or not because of this. But you look around and you start trying to find a light, and then once it catches your eyes water a little bit. Boom, you sneeze. Don't have to puke anymore. I'm gonna ask her this. She's gonna take out a gun and shoot me in the fucking head, and as she should. As she should. Oh, man. That sucks. That's my life now. Quick little ad read for everybody. I'm going to break the fourth wall here, let you know. We do these after the show. If you can't tell, the light has drastically changed. That's tougher to keep track of in a studio or outside of a studio setting. So got to acknowledge it. We do these after the show. Shopify, you obviously know what it is, but I'm going to teach you about it a little bit real quick. Shopify is the commerce platform behind millions of businesses around the world and 10% of all e-commerce in the United States. 10% of all e-commerce in the United States, Shopify. Shopify is your commerce expert. If they're doing 10% of e-commerce in the United States, you're damn right they're experts. It's your commerce expert with world-class expertise in everything from managing inventory to international shipping to processing returns and beyond. Shopify helps you find your customers with easy-to-run email and social media campaigns. Shopify is always around to share advice with their award-winning 24/7 customer support. Tackle all those important tasks in one place, from inventory to payments to analytics and more. Everything is in one place. That is the name of the game. Have it all in one place. It's all so much easier. Everything is all in one place. Make your life easier and your business operations smoother. It's time to turn those what-ifs into cash with Shopify today. Sign up for your $1 per month trial today at shopify.com/Feitus. Feitus. At shopify.com/Feitus. This is my first ad read with my name, guys. I'll say that again for you. At shopify.com/Feitus. Go to shopify.com/FEITIS. Fight is. That's shopify.com/Feitis. Thank you for being a listener. Please go support the show. Go use shopify.com/Feitis. Fight is. That's the fucking ad. That's never changes. That's fight is. It's like fight on. Fight is. Learned a harrowing fact the other day. Paz was with me when I learned this. Mark is unread. Mark is unread. You know, in text messages, Mark is unread. Mark is unread doesn't mean that the person doesn't think you've read it. Does that make sense? Am I explaining this properly? Mark is unread is like for yourself. When you mark an email as unread, so it's still in the bold font. That's what mark as unread meant. I thought it meant the person who has read receipts on or whatever doesn't see that I opened it. Apparently not the case. Learned that the other day. Certainly that's at least true on Instagram. But I got news for you, Paz. This might be news to everyone as well. It doesn't matter because social media is over. 100%. Well, it's not going to be over for a little while. But I'm saying this because in the recent episode of The Apartment, we had on three high schoolers. Three high schoolers who go to the New York City Fashion High School, which I imagine is the obvious epicenter for where culture will be in 10 years is a New York City fashion school. And all three of them have Instagram. Let me get ahead of that one real quick. I haven't seen any of these. Caroline showed it to me. We had to send them Instagram things. I didn't send them any. Caroline sent them 3 forms. They're obviously in the episode, so you have to sign a form to be able to be in the episode. So Caroline sent them 3 forms for them all to sign. But all three of the kids at the fashion high school have Instagrams that just have no profile picture, and they've never posted a picture in their lives. Caroline told me this information. I didn't find it out on my own. This is information that was relayed to me by a woman, and that's more okay. But if that's not the fucking... That's where culture and cool comes out of, New York City fashion schools. And if they're not on Instagram, doesn't have much time, folks. Doesn't have much time. And actually, that brings me to my next point about algorithms and things like that. Because my algorithm, I don't give the algorithm a chance on most stuff. Like on Twitter, if I have the possibility, if I have say in the matter, I don't give the algorithm a chance. Like my Twitter is just still the people I follow in fucking, what do you call time? You call time? You know what I mean? Like in chronological, baby, chronological order. So my Twitter is just like people I follow in chronological order. That's it. Instagram's obviously out of my hands. But there is another place that I guess it's become algorithm centric, and we gotta do something about it. That would be Pornhub, guys. My Pornhub's out of control, and I don't mean that. Like, it's stuff that I've never clicked on, and I don't even mean because it's like it doesn't. It's like it's Spanish. It's in different languages. It's in they got like the upside. Like the up arrow, I got porns where the up arrow's over an O. What am I gonna do with that? I don't know how that happened. It's there's a guy who bangs in his car. Never watched it in my life. Watch out, geese. Never in my life have I watched anything like that. Doesn't appeal to me. Not interested in that kind of subway takes-esque porns, I guess, where you're banging on public transportation in cars. It's everywhere. None of it's in English. None of it's stuff. What are you gonna do about that? I gotta go back to magazines for that too. I already went back to magazines for my news. I gotta go back to magazines for. Oh God, it's just a nightmare. It's a real nightmare. And it's also a nightmare because I don't even like I said, it doesn't appeal to me at all. But it gets my head, like when I see that thing, that gets in my head into a whole other kind of mode. When I see the car thing, because I'm like, because then when it's like it's just influencers, I think about it differently. Like porn stars, when they showed up, I'm getting quieter because we're in public. But porn stars, when they show up to work, they know they're there to do business. They're fucking professionals. I don't know what, like the car banging people when they show up. I don't know what I'm talking about. I don't know. Why am I talking? I'm talking too much about the car banging people. That's for damn sure. I was watching The Pit the other day, and it's great. Obviously, it's unbelievable. Great show. And then they had a patient in the park, a homeless woman, who they went and helped, and she had some kind of necrosis in her leg, and it was the most disgusting thing I'd ever seen in my life. And I was high when I was watching it, so I went, "Oh, the stanky leg." And then I kind of got on high, and I was like, maybe that is what the stanky leg is, because it is like away from your face. But that's not the point. The point of this is that she was on a drug. What caused this necrofasciitis, I guess, in her leg, was a drug called Tranq, Tranq, and to be addicted to, or to be on, or to even have used a drug that I haven't heard of is fucking crazy. Like I feel like I've done every drug I've heard of, and well, not all of them, not the big one, but like I don't know. There's not a ton. I don't know. I don't think there's a ton of drugs. And for someone like me who doesn't really do drugs anymore, if I had to stop doing drugs, and I've never even heard of your drug, that is crazy. That is a world that I guess, yeah, you get flesh-eating bacterias. You get flesh-eating diseases. Okay, and then last thing is, well, we've got a bunch more things, but last thing on my page is, dude, this came on my daily mix this morning, and I don't know why I was thinking about it. Still the One by Orleans. Wait. Helicopter just flew overhead. I did one of those tours once, and in the video beforehand, where they kind of like teach you like how to go through the TSA and all that. In the TSA example, the guy takes an orange out of his pocket and puts it through TSA, and it stuck with me to this day. It infuriates me. Why would this guy have an orange in his pocket? He's going to get a fucking helicopter ride. He doesn't think, might as well take this orange. Might maybe eat the orange. None of it made sense to me. It's fucking insane. And now they mock me. They fly overhead, and their sound mocks me, and their vision mocks me. That might not be a tourism plane. That one looks different. Whatever. Last thing. What was the last thing? Was I changing topics? I was changing topics. All right, so those are my topics. We'll get to Pav's here. Pav's got some stuff. Trending news we got the Project Hail Mary review. I saw that. Unbelievable. I oddly don't have a ton to add because it's just unbelievable. Go see it. It's so great. The visuals are insane. Lord and Miller, I was not familiar with their game beforehand. They were insane. The Gosling is crazy. My one critique is there are a few moments I wish they took a little more seriously. It is very funny. It's crazy entertaining. It is not like The Martian. Obviously, it's pretty hard to not draw conclusions between them. But I think it's about the same writer even. But it's much funnier. And but there are times where I was kind of like, I wish they sat with that sadness or they sat with that. But aside from that, it's fucking incredible. There is also the part where, like, again, kind of what I was saying with the Martian thing, you can very much tell that Ryan Gosling's character knows he's in a movie, which is cool. Like, it's great. I feel like even saying it out loud and then defending it makes me think I don't like it. But it was incredibly entertaining. But you can tell he knows he's in a movie. What's his name? Grace. Grace knows he's in a movie. Whereas I feel like with The Martian, they did a little bit better job of making it feel a little more real. But despite that, I want to be clear. I had more fun watching this movie than The Martian. What else we got here? Dave and Rico bet. That's crazy. That's an insane bet. It's got to be a nice relief for everybody. I guess just the Barcelona employees listening now. Pretty nice that Dave still plans to be doing this in 10 years, huh? that was a big relief. I was like, fuck yeah, dude. Give Rico a 10-year deal for sure, bro. Dude, give Rico a fucking 20-year deal. I don't care. I want to do this forever. If Rico can do it forever, we'll all be here. Chapel Roan made Jude Law's teenage daughter cry. So it's Jude Law's kid and the soccer guy. Yeah. That's got to be an overblown story, right? Like, if it's Jude Law, a soccer guy's kid, Chapel Roan was at the breakfast, you got to be at the nicest place in the whole fucking world. I don't think it got too rowdy, the interaction, right? Like, smoking is cool again. Smoking is cool again.
I was going to say, they bring this topic up every year.
And you want to know how you know smoking isn't popular? Smoking, I'm thinking I'm trying to say this here. If you go over to London, everyone outside is smoking, and it sucks. It's uncool. So when a bunch of people are smoking, it's uncool. So smoking is still cool because no one does it anymore. But if every building you walked outside, there were 50 people smoking a cigarette, that would not be cool. So smoking is only cool because it's unpopular. So I hope it remains unpopular. And then this free oyster. Paz loves this story. Paz, you gotta introduce this story. Yeah. You got the fire for this one.
Coming up.
Yeah.
So I might botch the story, but I read an article today that there is a oyster shop in Alabama, and they had a promo sign for years now that if it's your 80th birthday and you bring your dad with you, you get free oysters. So you got to think, no one's ever completed this before.
Alabama in particular. That's a rare place. That's a rare thing anyway.
Exactly. And so this family has been waiting like 20, 30 years for it. And he just turned 80, and he brought his 100-year-old dad with him, and they ate like kings. I just think that's the coolest story I've ever heard in my entire life. This is their biggest goal in life, and they got it.
It is.
I'm so happy for them.
It is a great story. It is a very, very cool story. They've been planning it for 30 years. Is hilarious.
It's unbelievable.
Like, what do you mean? Like,
they changed their diet for this one day.
You're just planning for your dad to live to 100?
Yeah. They said that they said it started creeping up in the article. They started creeping up. They're like, he's pretty healthy. We might be getting free oysters soon. And their 80th birthday came around. They got free oysters.
Do we know their names?
I can look it up real quick.
Yeah, we gotta give the oyster man, dude. I'll tell you what, too. If you live to 100 and you have an Alabama oyster, this dude's probably dead now. Like, you introduce Alabama oysters to the bloodstream at 100. Let me see. I think that's how you get a trank infection.
I got the article. It was a New York Post article, by the way. And it was Jimmy Rush said he had his 80th birthday all planned out by finally cashing in on the promotion hanging on the wall at Winsel's Oyster House in Mobile that he's been staring at.
Mobile?
Yep, Mobile. Like not the gas station. Mobile,
it's
yeah.
Mobile with an E, right?
No, Mobil. No, it's we got an A. It's got an A. I read it like the gas station. Here, I was thinking you were dumb. Yeah, so they've been eating there every year before riding in a Mardi Gras parade in 1972. And I guess they've been planning it ever since. So congrats to the Rushes.
Congrats to the Rushes, dude. Fuck yeah. All right. We got a new diary entry here. It's from June 2018. It's from, I keep fucking the mic up. I'm doing. That's why I keep interrupting myself. Okay, so June 2018. I tried to go to the movies, and I fucked it up in a big, big way. Okay, one of my favorite things in the world is going to movies alone. It wasn't always that way, due to a particularly embarrassing situation when I asked one couple's retreat ticket, please, back in 2009, prompting a high school girl movie theater employee to snicker in my face. But I've since conquered that fear thanks to mobile apps, and kiosks, taking away the need to ask for one ticket. Now, I buy my ticket in my own safe space, and the only brave face I have to put on is for the person checking my ticket. He seems cool as hell. I'm sure all his friends are just running late, is what I bet they think, as I stroll in with the carrots of confidence skipping the line at Nobu. I'm gonna read that sentence again because I think it's a good one. I gotta take my sunglasses off. What the issue is here. All right. Now, I buy my seat in my own safe space, and the only brave face I have to put on is for the person checking my ticket. He seems cool as hell. I'm sure all his friends are just running late, is what I bet they think, as I stroll in with the confidence of Paris Hilton skipping the line at Nobu, or whatever a cool club is. I don't fucking know. I go to movies alone. I'm not sure why I love solo movie trips so much, but I do. Perhaps it's because it's a reason to turn off my phone and go off the grid for a bit. Maybe it's because movie theaters have recliners now. Or, probably, it's just because I don't have anyone to go with, so as a defense mechanism, I've convinced myself I love it. Whatever the reason, I usually rock a single seat at the theater about 2 times a week. Tonight was one of those nights, and it did not go well. I mean, I really, really fucked it up. Walking home, I checked showtimes and saw that if I put a little pep in my step, I could make it a 5:30 showing of Deadpool 2. It would mean I'd have to skip picking up my laundry, but as someone who's lusted after Ryan Reynolds since the Van Wilder days, that was a sacrifice I was willing to make. I would sleep on Elise's mattress bareback tonight to hear some of that famous Reynolds wit. Things change from 2018. Since I was arriving right before showtime, the only seats in row A were available. I was disheartened and considered scrapping the entire plan, but this was Ryan Reynolds, it was Deadpool, and they had milk duds inside. Fuck it. I've still got that massage coupon Mom got me for Christmas. Sitting straight up for 2 hours will provide me an excuse to use that tomorrow, I thought, and I swiped my card. When I walked in, 2 things struck me. First, the theater was like 3/4 empty, and it was 2 minutes before showtime. Second, my assigned seat was currently occupied by the woman poor writing here. By the woman I was supposed to sit next to, her purse was in my seat. I wrote that very poorly there. I could have asked her to move it, but there were countless seats available, and asking her to do that would mean talking to a stranger in public and requesting the smallest possible favor. And I am not exactly known for doing that kind of thing, on account of the anxiety it fills me with. The solution was easy. Just sit in one of the open, luxurious seats. There were tons of them. Half the theater was empty. 3/4 of the theater was empty. I chose the aisle seat of row C to be my throne for the next 2 hours. For the next 25 minutes of previews, I sweat, nervously and profusely, thinking that the legitimate owner of my seat could turn the corner and force me into the exact kind of awkward conversation I was hiding from. Moviegoers flooded into the theater. I mean flooded. They came in so fast. Moviegoers flooded into the theater throughout the previews because apparently assigned seats have given the people the freedom to come late, knowing that there are an outrageous amount of previews. After the trailer for Hartel Artemis, I thought I was safe. Then came Mission Impossible. Still in the clear. The Equalizer 2, The First Purge, a red band trailer for a movie starring a black guy with an afro, but I forget the title. I'm going to guess that was Sorry to Bother You. Ocean's 8. Safe. Finally, the Grinch came on screen and yelled, "Just start the show already!" right before the Bohemian Rhapsody trailer came on screen. Phew, that had to be the last one. I made it. I hadn't reclined the entire time because I was too nervous, but as Rhapsody came to a close, I started to get a little confidence. I began to reach down and finally get comfortable. Just then, at that moment, the lights of the entire theater flashed on. I'm telling you, they turned the lights on the whole house up. A woman, who I presume to be the manager, because she had the age and body type of an AMC movie theater manager, said, "I'm going to need to see everyone's tickets. We have assigned seats for a reason, people." Panic-stricken, I scanned the room, hoping there were other empty seats and perhaps another person in the wrong seat had caused this massive annoyance for a theater full of people. There was not. The whole room had filled up during the marathon trailer session, and the lone unoccupied seat was A2. My seat. A little ASMR there for you. From left to right, Barbara, I guessed at the name, but I'm confident, began her march toward my freedom. Inch by inch, seat by seat, I was getting closer to being found out, but I remained frozen in fear. I kid you not. They were going fucking through the rows and having people show them their tickets. Okay, this was Movie Pass era. By the time she'd reached row B, I devised, and here's the deal. I didn't want her, my idea in my head was I didn't want people to know I was the guy. I was too embarrassed about it. And so I was like, if I just sit here, I'll never, like when you get caught in a lie and you just I'll go down with the ship. I was just sitting in that seat. By the time she'd reached row B, I devised my plan, and it was a good one. When she got halfway through the row and her back was to me, I'd run out of the theater and I'd never look back. As she checked the ticket in seat B6, I grabbed my bag and eyed my line. The moment her back turned, I was out like the wind, running down the stairs as I myself was in one of the countless action movie theater trailers I'd just watched. She didn't catch me. I'd gotten away with it, and boy, was she going to be confused when she got done, and everyone in the theater was in their ticketed, and everyone in their theater was in their assigned ticketed seat, and there was one empty. I was in the clear until I opened the door and saw Hunter. Again, I guessed at the name, but I'm confident, standing there in his white shirt tucked into his salmon shorts. I presume he was a snitch, on account of his appearance. And he was standing there holding a bag of popcorn, surrounded by 3 AMC employees, all holding brooms and dustpans like they were his gang and they were ready to make me pay for my transgression. "Enjoy the movie, sir." No bullshit. One of them said that to me. And with too much, he said, okay, I should have stuck with myself on this one. "Enjoy the movie, sir?" one asked, with too much snark for a movie theater employee to ever use. Sorry, Bob Fox. Knowing full well that I did not just see a movie. Who else leaves the movie before it starts? I was not in the clear. I'd been caught and was condemned to spend the next 40 minutes overcome with awkwardness. That was with my own head. That was just me walking home being like, "You're a dumb fucking idiot." So that's what I did on the second Friday of summer. I tried to go to the movies alone, stole a seat, ran from Barbara, got stared down by Hunter, had a frumpy theater employee be a sarcastic asshole to me. It cost me $16.50 for a ticket and $17 for water, popcorn, and Milk Duds. But the haters said I wouldn't write a 1,200-word blog about not going to a movie. So eggs on their face. Okay, story, that's done. I guess that's it. That's the whole show, right? Have we been out here for showtime? 40 minutes? All right. That's the show. If you enjoyed it, please subscribe to the channel. If you enjoyed it, even more importantly than subscribing, do three things you found funny today. Say them to people throughout the rest of the day. Throughout your day. Tomorrow, tonight. Steal the jokes. I don't know how that comes back to benefit us, but just do it. Just do it. Just steal them and tell your friends them. And somehow that comes back to viewers. Somehow that will create a viable viewer ecosystem. That's not the word I'm looking for. But ecosystem, yeah. Tell 3 people, steal the jokes, tell people, steal the jokes. If they laugh, go, hey, if you like that, you might like this guy. If they don't laugh, that's on you. That's your shitty joke. And that's it. Thanks for listening.